As a small business owner, you know that cash flow is king. In fact, 82% of small businesses fail due to lack of cash flow, which is why today we're going to talk to you about how to increase your access to cash. Hi, I'm Olivia Kirk.
I'm Tim Yurek. We're from Tier 1 Capital, and we're here to show you how to regain control of your money.
There are some small steps that every small business owner could take to increase their access to cash, their ability to have full liquidity, use, and control of that capital for when things go awry, whether that be making payroll, hiring new people, investing in equipment, investing in new technology. All of these things are inevitable and they require access to capital. So how could we position you as a small business owner to take advantage of opportunity rather than be a victim of circumstance outside your control?
So first and foremost, 90% of small business owners, the majority of their net worth is tied up in their business. So what they're doing is they're taking all of their profits and pouring them back into the business. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Especially not in the beginning, as you're building and establishing the foundation for your business.
But as time goes by and your business grows and your access to capital is increasing because your business is growing, taking all of those profits and dumping them in the business puts you in a position where you're not in control of that equity.
Yes, exactly. And that could actually be holding you back, especially when it comes to, let's say you want to access money from a bank. What they're going to look at is not how much inventory you have. They're going to look at how much money you have so they could determine how much money they want to loan you.
And you see, that's a great point. When you get to the point where you have to depend on banks for access to capital, there are a bunch of hoops you need to jump through. And one is you have to disclose what your income is. You have to disclose what the business cash flow is. You have to disclose what the business equity is. All of those things are factors the bank uses to determine whether or not you're a worthy candidate to pay back the loan you're seeking. And spoiler alert, you're not in control of that process. These are all things that the bank is in control of.
So positioning yourself where you have liquidity, use, and control of a pool of money is going to make you look better to the bank, and not to mention is going to leave you in a more secure feeling financial position because you're going to have this access to money no matter what.
It's all about control. Mm-hmm. And when you have money that you have access to, you're in control. Now you don't have to be solely dependent on the bank. You can self-finance if you want through the capital that you've built up. But the point is you positioned yourself to do that. The second thing that most business owners need to do is to not put all of their savings in qualified retirement accounts, 401ks or IRAs or what have you, because those accounts are restricted and you have limited access to the money in those accounts.
So think about it. As a small business owner, you have majority of your business tied up in the business and you can't spend equity. And then to save and set yourself up for retirement, you're putting money away in a qualified retirement plan to save on taxes. But what that actually is doing is putting you in a position where you're not building a pool of cash where you have access to money. You can't access the money in your business, and now you can't access your savings either. But life comes up. There are things outside of the business. There are your family, your house, your wife, your kids, vacations. All of these things require access to large chunks of money along the way. And if you're doing these two things, you're not necessarily going to have it. And so what's going to happen? You're going to be dependent on banks and credit companies to access that money to accomplish these other short-term and goals that come up throughout your life.
And then the third thing is taking your profits and paying cash for large purchases. So when you do that, yes, you save on interest you could have paid or you would have paid had you financed, but you're now giving away control of those profits to the vendor that sold you the equipment or the inventory or what have you.
when you pay cash for these purchases, it could feel good because now you don't have a bill coming every single month. But that doesn't necessarily alleviate your financial stress because we have bills coming every month. And now we don't have access to the money that we once had to float those bills if we need to. We gave up control of that pool of money to buy the piece of equipment. But now we don't have the money to run and grow the business as smoothly as we would have had we not paid cash for that purchase.
By making these 3 small shifts in how you're using your money, we call it the financial golf swing, that will put you in greater control of capital and put you in a position of abundance rather than scarcity. It'll position you to be in control of money and cash flow, which are both the lifeblood of a small business.
If you'd like to learn more about how to put these strategies to work for you, your business, and your family, check out our website at tier1capital.com to schedule your free strategy session today. Also, if you like this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and check out these 2. We picked them out special for you.
Thanks so much for watching our video. And remember, it's not how much money you make.
It's how much money you keep that really matters. We'll see you in the next one.